Hello everybody. In this video we are going to see the repetition statement. We saw before how to do a conditional statement. Now we're going to do two different repetition statements. One of those is going to be declarative and the other one is going to be conditional. So let's get started. As you can see in the cheat sheet, in the second page, we have in the top the while and the for. Those are the repetition statements that we're going to see. Let's begin with the while. Those statements are actually blocks. And on every block we have the keyword at the beginning, one condition, and then finish with the colors. And all the things that need to be done after the fact, it became indented inside. So let's get started. So let's do code while.py. And let's do something really simple. For example, while let's say let's do number x equals 5, and so while x is less than 10, print x. And let's do actually to 1, and then we can do x plus equal 1. I have an error here. It's a while statement, need to finish with the colon and save it, and those two need to be here. Perfect. Let me do the Python 3 for my while, and we see that we are going to execute the printing of the x number. Then we change the value of x, and then we print it again until this condition is false. The while statement will happen always when this condition is true. So if we started with x equals 100, it will never execute because x is bigger than 10. When we start with 1, this is working, and we just execute this code. There's something really important here. We need to have a way to stop the loop. If we don't have a way, let me comment this out. This is going to be running forever, and it is called infinite loop. In order to cancel an infinite loop, we just need to cancel it. Ctrl C, and we send the interrupt keyboard key in order to stop our command. And this is a simple conditional loop statement. There's a really good example that they gave us here. They give us a mathematical expression. So give the sum of I at the second power when I came from 1 to 100. How do you solve that in the computer? Well, through Python, is with this simple while loop. And let's do it. Let's do the sum is equal to 0. I will start in 1, and we do while I is less or equal 100, because that could not from I from 1 to 100 is going to be doing something. Our sum is going to be plus equal I elevated to the power of 2. Remember, this is elevated something to a power, what we saw in here in the mathematics section. And then of course we need to increase I by 1. At the end we just need to print the sum. Running this will give you the answer. So this mathematical expression was solved with a while loop. There's something about scope in here. You need to declare a specific scope because we're inside the same program. If this was outside in another function, then you need to do the global and the scoping. But because this is considered part of the same line of code that we need to be executed, you don't need to worry about the scope. The scope is the same as you have here at the parent. This is how the while statement works. Another way to use it is for asking questions. You can do something as simple as number equal, let's do cast into integer the input, and let's say I will count from 1 to the number that you give me. Something simple, and we can do just, and we can do init equal to 1. Then while init is less or equal to the number that we specified, we're going just to print init. Of course, our number needs to be increased every time in order to get out from the loop. And let me just type print what it's supposed to be. So this is pretty much the while statement and how it works. Let's now move to the for, and let's work a little bit what it has here. Let's close the while and let's actually open a new one. There you go. And the for statement, what it does is something in a specific sentence. The first example that the cheat sheet gave us is actually for a letter. So we can have, let's actually declare a text equal hello there, and we can do a for letter in text print the letter. If we execute this, we went letter by letter and we print in a new line each letter of the specific text that we have. So the for what it works is in a specific range. A way to actually continue doing that range or sequence is with this example. We go after the for statement, we will see the integer sequence, and this is the one that we require. Starts by default in 0 and is not included in the sequence, and the step is how much you want to jump. So let's say, for example, for number in range of 5, print the number. Let's see what will happen. By default, we need just to define one number, and it starts with 0, and this number will never be inside the sequence. So we need to get knowing that. So if we want to count from 1 to 5, we actually need to do 1,6 inside the range in order to be able to print 1 to 5. So this range will help us having something like this. This is what it does. It's actually creating some kind of list or an array. It's pretty much the same as having this. And I know that we're going to see arrays later, but let me show you. With 1 to 5 and 1 to 5 again. This is what it does, it's creating this for us. Instead of be typing one by one, it helps us just to create those ones. Let's do another last example, and let's jump to, until what we're going to be working is start with all the odd numbers. If we start at number 2, give all the pairs. Remember that the last number is never included. There you go. That way you can actually start working or making your own range to be jumping depending on the number that you specify. And those are the two main loops that we have: the iterative one, that is the for, and the conditional one, that is the while. I hope that you like it. Happy coding, everybody.